This is Business and Economy Network.
Hello viewers, glad to know you are watching a program. Those of you watching us in faraway Abuja, Port Harcourt, Ilori, Kano, Kaduna, those of you watching us outside the shores of Nigeria, those of you in London, South Africa, Ghana, you are watching a program and it is Business and Economy Network. My name is Peter Moche. Always remember this, happiness starts with you. Now for the program rundown, we have a lot of Nigerians who have contributed in no small way to the development of Nigerian economy. And for Spotlight today, we have the CEO of Alpha Plus Furniture Limited. And for Company in Focus, we have the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of May and Baker Nigerian PLC. And for Special Report, we have the President CEO of Capegate Investment Company Limited. And for Straight Talk, we have the CEO of Primewest Properties Limited. It's going to be an interesting watch. All these, they are all Nigerians contributing in their own ways to making our nation and economy better. I'm also doing mine. What are you doing? It's going to be an interesting watch. I'll be back after this time out. Please don't touch the dial.
As the demand for accommodation rises very fast on the continent and there is a growing investment in real estate to satisfy this demand, so also is the increase in the demand of furniture. As a simple rule goes, wherever the real estate business grows, the furniture business grows also, and vice versa. Alpha Plus is an indigenous furniture manufacturing company which at inception started its operation as a building construction firm and over a period of time belted local furniture manufacturing, which is as the need and desire to give a finishing touch to building interiors, though in a small scale level.
Alpha Plus started in 1995. We started as a building construction company, and along the line found out that to get the quality of interior finishing that we desired, we had to pay so much from the few people that had the facilities available. And if you just have to work within cost, within the budget, you are forced to buy just anything you see. And that we thought was a niche, an opportunity for us to explore further, put our desired quality in the production of delivering the interior of projects that we have handled. So that gave birth to this Alpha Plus furniture as it is now. We started that in a very small scale to service only our needs as a construction company. And along the line, the government announced banning of imported furniture at some point, so that we saw a business niche again. We had to expand into a commercial production of furniture, and that is why we entered into this aspect of business. And of course, when we entered the furniture business, fully, we found out that it's just beyond the scope we thought it was, So, and that required a lot of dedication of resources and effort towards making it, to the state. I think you have seen it now. So, and we have come this far. But we know that along this period, within this period, we have been developing this aspect of business. There have been so many challenges. The challenges are so enormous that, they are headed. There are so many parts of the challenges. Challenges from the demands for your product, appreciation of the quality that you deliver, and the general apathy of Nigerians towards patronizing made in Nigerian products. Some people just will buy something from elsewhere because they're imported, and some of the imported products that should compete with our level of quality are quite expensive. They don't get them in here, so what they get are the cheaper products that are flashy, and they just go for that. So there's low patronage for the made in Nigerian product, and the government policy that somehow are unstable also have not helped matters as such, because the pronouncement was made that furniture is banned, but we still see a lot of furniture in the market. It's difficult to really surmount it. We just have to live with it, and living with it means that we are not able to expand to our capacity. We're not able to keep the kind of the expansion that we desired. The cost is huge. I mean, sourcing for it, and the fact that government banned some items which form part of our raw materials has not helped matters. So it's been difficult, but we just, because we have passion for this business, for this furniture, we keep holding on, hoping that some economic policies will get favorable for us to now continue to work to the scale and the speed that we want to expand.
Incorporated in 1944, May & Baker is Nigeria's first pharmaceutical company with its origin from May & Baker, UK. Over a period of time, the company built its first factory to locally manufacture pharmaceutical products. Though as a manufacturing, marketing and distribution of pharmaceutical products, May & Baker was still under subsidiary to some foreign pharmaceutical companies like May & Baker UK, Adventist and Sanofi, whom later divested due to harsh economic conditions, leaving May & Baker Nigeria to become a wholly indigenous company, thereby expanding its coast of operation by opening other areas. May & Baker Factory Ota is one of the best of its kind in the world. Certified with WHO and GMP, the firm recently went into joint venture agreement with the federal government for local production of vaccines in Nigeria.
May & Baker happens to be the first pharmaceutical company in Nigeria, incorporated in 1944 as May & Baker West Africa, then a trading outpost of May & Baker UK, and they were in the business then of marketing, and distribution of pharmaceutical products, finished products in Nigeria and the West African, sub-region. But sometime in 1978, the company built its first factory in Ikeja to manufacture locally. And since then, we've been in the business of manufacturing, marketing, distribution of pharmaceutical products, and of course, vaccines. Like I said earlier, May & Baker had always been a subsidiary of foreign companies. First, May & Baker UK, and through mergers and acquisitions, a subsidiary of Adventist and Sanofi. And in 2002, following the bad economy in Nigeria, most of the multinational companies were divesting, and at that point, the parent company divested, and May & Baker became a wholly indigenous company. And that opened the frontiers for us, because we now decided to go into other fields. We built our first factory for table water, called Lily Table Water, in 1997. And following that, we also built a factory for noodles, maybe instant noodles, about the same year. We also followed up with the first factory for local production of antiretroviral drugs. That's drugs that are used for patients with HIV/AIDS. And lately, as you know, we made a big investment in a state-of-the-art pharmaceutical manufacturing facility in Ota, known as Pharma Center. That facility is built to WHO US FDA standards, and the aim was to have in Africa a factory that compares with the best anywhere in the world, and also to produce out of that facility to service the African market. I'm proud to say that facility has obtained WHO GMP certification, and we're in the process of pre-qualifying our first product. Of course, that product is for HIV/AIDS also. Well, we have the whole of Nigerians under watch. With the new factory we built in Ota, our capacity for solid products had gone up to 4.5 billion tablets. And what that means is that that facility can provide about 30 tablets to every Nigerian in a year. And of course, the liquid capacity is about 37.5 million bottles of 60 ml packed products. And what that means is that we could actually provide 5 bottles to every Nigerian child between 0 to 7 years. So that may not be sufficient to cover the entire market, but what that means is that if we have like 10 to 15 companies in Nigeria with this capacity, then Nigerians should not be talking about importation of pharmaceutical products anymore.
Capegate is an investment firm registered in 2009 with special focus. Aims and objectives is to promote the usage of clean energy in Nigeria and West Africa. The main aim behind setting up the Capegate is the promotion of the usage of clean and renewable energy businesses in Nigeria and West Africa. So when you see us in agriculture, waste management, oil and gas, we are not there in a traditional way that people used to know about. People just think when you are agriculture, you want to go into farming, food production. When you are going to oil and gas, you become an oil marketer or an oil exporter. No. It is not all this agriculture, environment, nature, oil and gas. To us at Capegate, there are linkages. There's something that link these various sectors of the economy in under one umbrella. That is clean energy. So in agriculture, the main aim is to link agriculture to the oil and gas and the power sector, which is absolutely not being practiced here in Nigeria. The trend all over the world, even the OPEC countries, they have almost moved with oil, without oil, countries like Brazil, Petrobras now, Petronas of Malaysia. What they earn as revenue from this sector far outweighs what Nigerian earns as revenue, entire revenue of the crude oil. And they are also oil exporting countries. So the aim and objective of Capegate is to, why not here? We have land, we have water resources, we have the manpower. So why not us? The idea behind it is not to go into agriculture to be producing food. It's not to go into oil and gas to be exporting oil, or to go into waste management and become a contractor, the waste evacuation and dumping everywhere. No. What we are doing now is to convert this waste to power. And in the process, we have a lot of byproduct for the entire value chain. You have power for power industry. You have oil from plastic for oil industry. That will go a long way in reducing Nigerian dependence on import. And we are wasting these plastics. Our estimation, our study shows that if Nigeria, today MPC, and our effort can convert 70% of plastic and rubber and tires that have been wasted, burned, and all that into pyrolysis technology we are promoting, it can save Nigeria up to 10 to 15% import. Our vision is on energy trees, jet rubber, sugarcane, and so on and so forth. So in agriculture, you have biofuels, ethanol from sugarcane, from cassava, that you can be blended with PMS. Then you have E10. Some countries has gone far, E30. In Brazil now, they have even E100. There are generators and vehicles that are run on ethanol in Brazil, 100%. But in Nigeria, the E10 itself has not been started. So you have ethanol from sugarcane and cassava. You have biodiesel, just pure diesel from Jatwa palm oil farm. In both these feedstocks, you have biomass, molasses that you produce power. In one of our single projects, we're going to generate by grace of God a minimum of about 90 megawatt of power from molasses from the sugarcane waste that you just do like this and throw. It's power. So we're generating about 90 megawatt in only one of our projects from these molasses of sugarcane, about 100 million liters of ethanol per annum, thousands of tons of animal feed, hundreds of thousands of tons of sugar. Our interest in mining is clean mining technology with special focus on coal. Coal to fertilizer, coal to power. Our interest is to link mining to the power and the oil industry, to link environment, waste management to the same power industry, to link agriculture to the same industry, to do clean technology.
Primewest Properties Limited was established to carry out services revolving round the housing estate in Nigeria. As a company involved in the development of housing units, facility management and real estate agency, Primewest Limited, in conjunction with its foreign partners Roka Fittings, strives in providing quality and affordable houses to Nigerians. Prince Jeff Ukachukwu is the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Primewest Properties Limited.
Primewest Property is actually a company that is coined from my experience while in the UK. I was privileged to have worked with Windward. Is an estate development company in the UK where the bulk of the experience and the interest that put me through to Primewest. Primewest is basically into development of housing units, facility management, and real estate agency. There's another section or subsidiary of Primewest which is called Roka. Roka complements what Primewest does. I mean, Roka is a Spanish company. We took over their franchise and one of their major distributors in Nigeria. If you Google Roka, it will give you a little idea of what Roka does. It's about the best sanitary ware and tile manufacturers in Europe. So we represent them. The major reason why we've branched into Roka is to give quality to our project, because we are using most of the Roka product in our finishing, and the excess of it is what we sell to the market. So Primewest, in combination or in partnership with Roka, is doing all we can to provide both affordable houses and quality houses in Nigeria. First of all, let me start from where I come from. We have developed a wonderful estate in Owerri. Owerri is the capital of Imo State. It's called Primewest Estate. It's a major landmark because I've done other projects in other parts of the world, but I'm passionate about this particular project because that was the first time I've actually ventured outside Abuja and Lagos. It was the development of 4 and 5 bedroom detached houses, very high profile. The unique nature of the architecture is unbelievable because it was coined from the concept of something we borrowed from the United States. The nature of the architecture stands the test of time. It's not something that will fade off after a couple of years. We have managed to do 24 units of 4-bed and 5-bed. Have 70% of the property in occupation now. I mean, people actually bought off plan while we were still at the site. Good enough in terms of quality. Most of the products we used, like the block, we were able to produce on site. You know, if you're passionate about what you do, you should be very, very interested about quality and durability. So our block molding industry was moved to the side before we actually started the project. So right now, this was a project that was started in 2011. As of today, it's 70% in occupation, and it's even oversubscribed because people can't get something closer to that around the world. It's about the landmark. I mean, it's become somehow like a center of comparison if you want to delve into real estate development in Owerri. It's at the back of Concord. Concord is a landmark location in Owerri, very close to the proposed permanent site of the government house. So location is superb, and value for money is wonderful. I mean, we started by selling each of the products at a cost of 50 million. As at today, the 4 bedrooms are going for 120 million, and the 5 bedrooms are going for 150 million. Then another estate that we have done, or we are still doing, is in Osborn, Ikoyi, Lagos. The project is in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. The name has changed, but the project is still ongoing. We're developing 30 units of 4-bed terrace houses in partnership with Kenchag Nigeria Limited. The project is ongoing. At the moment, we have delivered about 10 units of the 4 beds. Osborn Phase 2 is very close to Osborn Phase 1 in Ikoyi. Location is also superb. Return on investment will be wonderful because right now we're selling off plan for the price of 120 million. On completion, which we're targeting about the end of next year, hopefully we'll sell that same unit for about 200 million. Then in Kuje, we are doing a development of 30 houses of 2-bedroom and 3-bedroom bungalow. Kuje, we see that location as a very attractive place because in future we're having a belief that Kuje might transform into a place like Ikeja. Proximity to the airport is very accessible, and the people we are targeting in that particular product are, you know, staffs that are employed around the airport, like the customs, the immigration, all the associated staffs of the airport. Opening price on that is about 20 million. People that are buying off plan now will get that same product for 20 million. But on completion, looking at nothing less than 30 million. So I will also encourage anybody that wants to be interested in that area to queue in immediately.
Well, this is the size of the program today. Well, all the people we have showcased today, they are indigenous CEOs who have actually contributed in no small way to the development of the Nigerian economy. It's by determination, perseverance, focus, and consistency that have taken them to the top. Definitely, you can do that. I'm doing my own part. Remember, we're entering towards the Salah holiday period. Please be very careful. Drive safe, be careful, watch your environment, and think about great and wonderful things about your nation. I will see you same time next week, God's willing. Stay blessed.